Hi everyone, energy update for May. Wow, quite different from the ones that we've had so far this year. Okay, so my name is Cumber. I'm an intuitive life guide and healer, and it's my pleasure at the beginning of each month to connect in with Gaia, with general energies, cosmic guides, my higher self, all that I am, to deliver some messages to you to really take a bit of a pulse on what's actually happening with the evolution of our planet and how we can actually align with that. The whole reason for starting off with this was from a healing perspective. It was from a wholeness perspective, in getting some hints about the energetics that are available to us during the month, so that we know really it's not just all our stuff, and that we're experiencing all of these things as a collective, and which ones during the month might mean something to us. So I've got a piece of paper here today because I've actually got quite a list. Usually it's like 2 or 3 things or 4 things to go through with you, but it's quite a different sort of month. Now, we've just had a huge pink supermoon in April, and we've got another one coming in May, and these are the 2 supermoons of the year. And supermoons are where it appears to be bigger and closer to the earth. So celestial bodies, when they make certain alignments, produce a different frequency, a different energy. And the first 3 months of this year, for most sensitives, now of course this might not be you might not have experienced in this way, which is absolutely fine, but many people have found this the most tiring months that they have experienced thus far. So the combination of various things that have been happening in January, February and March have meant that a lot of people are very tired. Now, we in the Northern Hemisphere are in spring. We've got lots of budding energy. Now, for a tree to actually grow from bud to open, it requires a huge amount of energy to pull up from the earth to actually produce that awakening, to produce that life force, to produce that freedom from the cocoon into the butterfly, really. And we are at that point. Now, we need, as humans, quite a lot of energy to move into our spring energy, to move into the summer energy. So it's okay, point number 1, okay to actually just take this month at whichever pace feels perfect for you. There's going to be surges of energy like there are with the opening of the buds. There's going to be times where you just want to take a breath before responding to things in life. Whichever one is right for you, and I feel like it's going to be a real mixture. So April had the last feel really of pure masculine. If you're thinking in terms of unity consciousness, we have to have a real balance of male and female within ourselves to produce that unity, that wholesome wholeness that is ours now for the living. And so it's been more, straightforward, clarity needed, this and this and this. And May has a much more softer edges, a softer landing energy with it, and has more of the feminine kind of. If you thought April was more male, then May will be more female. It's these 2 supermoons. It's like they're equal and wonderful and amazing, and when they come together, they produce a wholeness of life, a wholeness of energy. Now, to become whole in unity consciousness, we need to have cleared away some of the debris, some of the things that we've outgrown. And we're getting an awful lot of help from celestial bodies, from guides, from the unseen realm, from the angelic realm. And there's an awful lot of new rays of light. So if I actually just stand here and go into my 6th sense now and watch what's going on around me, I'm seeing almost like ribbons of light, all sorts of different colours. And they've got moving sort of writing on, as it were. So they're intelligent, energetic light rays that are coming down, and we as humans are almost acting like a lightning rod, and it's coming into us, and we are actually anchoring that into the earth. So there's a really wonderful united effort going on from cosmic rays of light and information, from humanity expanding and becoming all that we can be, and the Earth's evolution moving forward with us. Like she said a long time ago, I need you, you're coming with me, as a race now, as a human race, rather than me as an individual. So, yeah, so if you're finding over this month and certainly recently, that old stuff has just, you've been having funny dreams, or you've witnessed various things from older times, they're not for you to necessarily get in there and deal with. Sometimes you're just witnessing that they're leaving. So you might want to actually add that into your mix of personal inquiry. You know, when you're sort of thinking a certain way, you're responding a certain way, you have dreams of a certain person and a relationship, or a experience that you've had in the past that wasn't of your best. It's like, this might actually be leaving me, rather than a trauma that I have to really dig into and work with. Of course, they're present too, but I just wanted to put that into our awareness for this month, because it's a softer month, it's a gentle month, it's one where you will have more energy to dance, but you'll also have a need for the quiet stillness times. And this is coming from self-care. This is coming from a real big, huge need to answer those innate questions within yourself that lead to your own value and your own self-worth. So self-care is of utmost importance in May. But she's got softer edges with it. So it's all about being gentle in your own inquiry about, okay, what is it I need today? What would be the most caring response I can have for myself and the person I'm with? How do I care the best for my planet? How do I care the best now for my mind, my body, my emotions? How do I care best for those that I love? So it's a real big month of self-care. It's a real big month of making sure that if you're leaping up and down, you know, you've got lots and lots of padded, soft landing material around you. Okay, so the other thing she was doing was reminding us that with the assistance of these old patterns leaving, the reason for that is Gaia is reminding us very, very strongly, very, very deeply, to take charge of our own life, to be the leadership in our own life, and to be an adult. Now, sometimes when I say to people, oh, it's time to adult, we get a little bit of resistance coming up, and we've found that the resistance comes from the word responsibility. You know, oh God, if I have to adult, maybe I'll have to do more responsible things. But I love that word, because it's all about the ability to respond. And if you're a toddler and you're in a tantrum, you haven't got any choice about your emotional response. You're just in it and you're doing your thing. Whereas as an adult, we can actually choose whether or not we continue with that behaviour. Is it really the best caring way forward for you to carry on in that way? Or we have choice. We can be and choose to respond differently to that situation, that person, that being, that thought. And that's true adulting. And she says the more we step up into adulting for ourselves now, the easier it gets to understand the care and the relationship to the world and everything in it that we really want. Because she's asking us to all get very clear about what sort of relationships, what life, what energy we want to actually be magnets for. Quite a lot of magnetic energy arriving towards the end of the month. So it's like, what do we want to be magnets for? What do we want to attract in our life? And of course, we know that if we want to attract something into our life, we need to become it. So therefore, our frequency is full of that emotion, thing, clarity, need, and therefore we attract it. Okay, so we've got the rays of light, accepting that we're being assisted in letting old patterns go and getting very clear about what it is we want to attract instead. The adulting is a big thing. It's been a theme for some time, and she was saying, well, what we're doing now as we're embodying the unity conscious more and more is the more of the wisdom part of the heart. So the adulting is to bring in more wisdom so that we become our own beneficiary of our wisdom within ourselves. So if you think of yourself as, you think, yeah, I've been adulting for a while, then take that focus into wisdom. You know, what would the wise heart, authentic heart of me say and respond in this way? So that you can be your own beneficiary of acting from your wise being, your wise self. Oh yeah, she says, oh, we need a few deep breaths as well before we respond to things in life this month. There's going to be various things that come up that'll be a bit like, ah. So during that time, she's saying, use your deep breath. Just take a nice deep breath in, really get centered. It's all about trying to center yourself this month. It's about calling yourself home so that you can actually respond from a fullness of heart and belly. But she's also saying, for goodness sake, everybody, lighten up and get out there and have some playtime. We need to actually be playful in our being. The big thing that my personal guides keep saying to me about this month is the tide is turning. The tide of change is turning. And like any tide, it's a big, huge momentum and a natural force. And she reminded me of the butterflies, because I've just started to see some butterflies around the place. And you know, when the caterpillar goes into a cocoon, if we were to open that cocoon and attempt to assist the butterfly to actually come out and fly, it'll die. Because what we found is the metamorphosis that goes on, the caterpillar kind of needs to go to mush, needs to break down, needs to let go of the form it was into mush. And these first 3 months of this year have been our mushy time. They've been our mush time. And now, as the sun makes more of a presence, the cocoon is, the butterfly inside, the transformation is complete, but needs a lot of effort now of its own accord to actually break through that cocoon so it has the strength and the power to warm itself in the sun and then fly. So that's like you. You know, we've been through some interesting, mushy times. And you're at that time now where you're still in your cocoon. So May requires you to have some of that nature time, to have some of that meditation time, to self-care across the board. You know, are you blessing your foods before you eat them? Are you blessing the water? Are you blessing and blessing and blessing all the things that you are? So you're raising your vibes into a blessing kind of vibration and frequency. That makes it much easier to be very thankful for all the gifts in your life and the world. So you're at that stage now where you're coming through, and you'll soon be out as a butterfly, warmed by the sun and off to fly in life. But right now, be kind to yourself, because you've got that last push through into that opening of a new reality. And so she was saying that knowing your worth and believing in yourself is of utmost importance this month. Knowing your worth and believing in yourself. No butterfly is going to doubt its belief in itself, as it's doing everything it can in its focus to release itself and birth itself as a new being. And that really is a really good example of where we're at generally in this evolution of energies from 3D to 4D to 5D. And the fact that we're in all three and we can actually choose now which one we focus on and we get more of it. It's okay to struggle, because in the struggling, you learn more about yourself, you understand more of your choices, you can accomplish more of your own identity of self-worth, and believe in yourself enough to know that you've got this. You have got this. This is a good thing. You're transforming into something of beauty, which is your original form. And enjoy it. Enjoy May. Have some playful attitude towards those things. I think our serious time has been that first quarter of the year. And now we're entering this beautiful rhythm of life where we can just check in and find out how we want to move, how we want to dance, how we want to actually interact with the world. Do we just want to sit in nature for a while listening to the bird song? Or do we want to let rip and have turn the music up and have a really good dancing party? That and everything in between is your choice this month. But the energies are soft. So enjoy your soft landing. And do let me know in your comments below. There's a lot going on there, but it's all good stuff. To me, it's a good month. So enjoy. Mwah! Lots of love.